Alright, think we're live here. Let me just make sure. This is the first time I went back to this kind of live thing. A second. Let me just see here if it's on. Looks like my dad said hello. Hey, Dad. I think we're live. Yeah, we're good. We're alive. Welcome to another exciting episode of my live stream podcast. Hey, Jason. Thanks for saying hi, Jason. Hope you're having a good day. Dad, I hope you're having a good day. And this is is it 81? Episode 81 of this podcast, which has been going on for almost 5 years now. And you would think after 5 years of doing this, I'd have all the technical problems worked out. Well, that's not true. I've got a buzz somewhere here today. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's because I'm like around some electrical wires or whatever. I am in my motorhome, as you can tell, here in Rancho Mirage, California, which is near Palm Springs. Everybody knows where Palm Springs is. Hey, Dennis, thanks for tuning in, buddy. Good to see you out there. So yeah, I'm in Rancho Mirage, which is just outside of Palm Springs. Let me give you a shot, give you an idea of where we're at here. That is the motorhome. I'm not sure why this screen did it that way for me. You can see some palm trees back there. I love this place. It's great out here. Got in yesterday, which was Friday. Today is the last day of January. Today is, sorry, I'm all confused. Today's Friday. Yesterday was Thursday. And today is the last day of January. January 31st, 2025. Crazy. Jeffrey Stork, hey man, thanks for tuning in live. It's been a long time since you tuned in live. Jeffrey usually watches the reruns and stuff. So, this episode's called episode 81, Living in a Rock Tumbler. I'll talk more about that in a minute. I'm gonna play a song. Hey, my sister's here too. Hey, Michelle. Glad you're here, Michelle. I'm just gonna play the first song. It's called "On the Road Again." I know I've done this a few times lately, but now I've got a good backing. My bass guy is doing it really well now. So yeah, I think I've kind of crafted this song. So check this out, and then I'll talk more about all the stuff I'm going to talk about after the song. This thing. I don't know if you can hear the buzz, but I can definitely hear it, and it's really distracting. You gotta laugh. I just feel like sometimes, like the devil is trying to dissuade me from doing this thing. Like he knows I'm gonna tell everybody what's up or something. Not that I even believe in the devil. I guess I kind of do, but anyway. Does anybody ever feel like that? Don't forget, Zach is here too. Hey, Zach. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. Alright, I'm going to play a song. Super distracted. It's like I have this dream that one day I'm just going to turn on a button and everything's going to go seamlessly, no technical problems. I even thought I was going to have my new pedal board set up for today. That didn't happen. I'll tell you about that. You can hear the buzz, Jason? You do hear it? Damn it. Darn. Oh well, whatever. There it is, on the road again. I just can't wait to get on the road again. The life of love is playing music with my friends. I can't wait to get on the road again. On the road again. Going places that I've never been. Seeing things I may never see again. 'Cause I can't wait to get on the road again. On the road again. Like a band of gypsies heading down the highway. We're the best of friends. Assisted life keeps on heading our way. 'Cause our way is on the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. The life of love is playing music with my friends. I can't wait to get on the road again. Best friend. Assisted life keeps on spinning our way. 'Cause our way is on the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. Life of love is playing music with my friends. I can't wait to get on the road again. On the road again. Going places that I've never been. Seeing things I may never see again. 'Cause I can't wait to get on the road again. Oh, I can't wait to get on the road again. Alright, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm going to have my laugh track next time. I'm going to have a special relaunch of my podcast on February 14th, which is Valentine's Day. I'm going to relaunch my podcast and hopefully everything's dialed in. I'm not gonna explain everything now, but yeah, I'm gonna have the laugh tracks back and the clapping tracks and all that stuff. Hey Mom, I was wondering where you're at. Good to see you, Mom, or good to see your screen name or whatever. All right, thanks Jason for the feedback. It's not the buzz isn't too bad. I guess he's saying. I guess you guys can't hear it as much as I can. Hopefully. So, episode 81, Living in a Rock Tumbler. I've talked a little bit about this, but ever since October, when I went up to Northern California to work construction with my friend Mitch, I just feel like I've been living in a rock tumbler. I don't know how else to say it, but they have those rock tumblers when you're a kid, and you put some pebbles in there, and it tumbles them for a long time, and then they become smooth and shiny and stuff. I'm hoping that's what's happening to me. I'm getting all tumbled in this rock tumbler, and I'm going to get smooth and shiny and all pretty and stuff. So, not pretty. I don't want to be pretty, right? I'm a man. Can't be pretty. Get looking all good. Or what, handsome? I think women used to be called handsome too, right? What does that even mean, handsome? I mean, I like hands. Good hands are nice. Anyway, so yeah, we got a lot to talk about here. I've got some notes that I've probably will disregard, but let's see. Of course, got the Donald Trump inauguration to talk about. I have not talked much about the Donald Trump thing in a while. And I know people out there do not like Donald Trump, and that's cool. Get it? I get it. And I'm not saying I love Donald Trump or worship. I definitely don't worship Donald Trump. Anyway, I do see some good in him, and I see the bad too. I'll talk about that for sure, as I always do. I like to think that people who don't like Donald Trump can listen to me talk, because I'm not afraid to criticize him too. I have definitely done a lot of criticism of Donald Trump, and I'll definitely do that today. What else am I going to talk about? I got other things to talk about. I'm going to talk about the Bob Dylan movie, and my nightmare came true the other day. It was like a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. I'll just go ahead and talk about that now. Ever since I was a little kid, I've had this recurring nightmare that I'm in a vehicle and nobody's driving it. And it's like it's just going down the road, and like somebody forgot to drive. It could be me sometimes, even like maybe I forgot I was driving, or I fell asleep at the wheel or whatever, and I I wake up from this dream and I'm like, oh my God. And now, of course, I'm living in a motorhome, so I'm actually waking up in a vehicle, which it doesn't always feel like a vehicle. As you can see, it doesn't look like a vehicle back here. So when I wake up in the middle of the night, a lot of times I'm like, yeah, I'm in my motorhome, but the cockpit or the driver's area is like totally separate, so it doesn't feel so much. I've slept in plenty of cars, and I definitely have slept, drove a little bit. I drove a little bit when I was asleep one time, or a couple times, I have to admit. That's another story, I guess. But anyway, I'm going to tell you what happened here. About 2 weeks ago, I was parked, and I had parked behind a van. And this van was super sketchy looking. Oh man, this van was super sketchy looking. Like, just imagine like a pirate van. And you could tell like somebody was living in there because the windows were kind of like propped open, you know. But it wasn't like a great van to live in. It was like didn't have a high roof or anything. You could tell this person was really, whoever was in this van was really like living. It was rough. It was a rough existence, and they obviously seemed to have some kind of something was going on with them, you know, like this van was super sketchy. But it was just in a good spot that I was able to park in one night, so I just parked behind them. And in the morning, it was about 6 or 6:30 in the morning, I woke up and I was going to go head to the beach, Mission Beach, where to do my workout and take my shower over there and all that stuff. And I get up and I start the vehicle, and I'm in the cockpit area, the driver area. And usually when I'm sleeping at night, I have all the windows covered, so nobody can see me and I can't see out. So I started my motorhome, and I went to get some stuff out of the back because I was going to just warm up the engine, which I always do. This 1984, these old vehicles, you have to warm up the engine or else they drive like crap when you go to drive them cold, you know. So I was going to warm up the engine, which I always do every morning and throughout the day. So I have the engine on. I go to walk back and back to that sink there, very much. I think I was going to grab my tea or something that morning. And then all of a sudden, like the whole motorhome was just rocking. And I knew instantly what had happened. I must have rolled forward. I was on a little bit of an incline. I must have rolled forward right into that sketchy van. And sure enough, when I took all the window covers off in the front of the vehicle, I had run into him. It was probably it was a good 8 to 10 feet, so I got a pretty good running start there. And that poor guy comes out of his van, and he looked like he was already awake anyway, thank God. And he was super nice. Oh my! I thought I was like prepared to get into a huge confrontation at 6 a.m. that morning, and but he gets out, and he's a really nice guy. He seemed like he had like a French accent or something. He's like, I just told him, I'm so sorry, dude. I'll give you my information. I've got insurance. You know, I don't. Doesn't look like anything's damage been done. Both the vehicles were fine. There was no damage done. But I was like, I'll give you my info. Don't worry. I have insurance. And he was just like, well, it's okay, man. I've done that before, and just be more careful next time, okay? And he just gets in his van and he drives away. And it was so creepy, though. The whole thing was still creepy because it was like my nightmare that I've had my whole life kind of came true. Even though I wasn't at high speeds like in my nightmare, it was still a moving vehicle. It's one of my worst fears. I don't know why, but and they say that sometimes that recurring dream can mean that you feel like you're out of control, your life is out of control, and you're not in control. And that kind of resonates with me. I feel out of control a lot of times. And I don't know. I don't know why that is. Maybe I've always felt that way, and maybe that's why I've had this dream for so long. And maybe I need to work on that. I don't know. But it was also kind of cool in that, you know, the guy was super nice and super humble, and I just thought, you know, I thought he'd be a total pirate, and he wasn't. He was just a total sweetheart, actually. And so thank God it worked out the way it did. But I guess, you know, for the most part, I've been rear-ended before, like at high speed, and somebody like apologizes. I'd be like, "Look, it was an accident. I get it. You know, it could happen to anybody." So I'm usually pretty cool about it. So maybe that's my own karma catching up with me on that one. It's time to open up the non-alcoholic beer of the day, which is this Athletic Brewing, and this is I think this is an IPA of some kind, right? It's a Run Wild IPA. This one's pretty good. The last time I was on here with this company's hazy IPA, it wasn't it wasn't good. And this one's pretty good though. This one's all right. It feels a little more high quality too. I'm gonna break this thing open. People pretty quiet on the chat. Doesn't tell me how many. Steelman says because control is mostly illusion. Yeah, that's true, huh? Who's really in control, huh? Nobody's really ever in control. But I guess sometimes your brain feels like you are, at least, so you could sleep easier. I don't know. I have had sleep problems. My whole family's they have sleep problems, I think. I mean, my whole dad's side of the family. Everybody sleepwalks, and it's just part of the genetic code or something. I've definitely tried to overcome it and try to fix it, but I don't know. I don't know if I ever will. And I think that's what makes us great people, because I think we're we're a little aloof because our sleep is disrupted, but we're also very kind and intuitive. Intuitive is the word I would use. Yeah. Hey, it's good to hear from you, Steel Man. Are you out this way? I think I met you at the La Quinta Farmers Market, if I'm not mistaken. I'll be out there on Sunday. I'm out here in Palm Springs for the weekend, playing some gigs. I played last night at the Palm Springs Village Fest for the first time, and it was cool. It was actually really cool. It was actually literally cool. It was cold. It was really fun. It was really fun from like 6 to 8, because the market goes from 6 to 10, and from like 6 to 8, dude, that scene was jumping, man. I was making good tips. People were loving it. It was a thick crowd. And then about right after 8, things started to really get cool and cold, and the crowd just disappeared. So from like 8 to 10, it was like basically a ghost town. Well, not really. From like 8 to 9, it was pretty good still, but by 9 to 10, it was like, why am I even here? But it's a cool market, and I look forward to playing there again in March. I'll be back there in March. And then tomorrow, I'm in Palm Springs, the Palm Springs Farmers Market, and then Sunday I am in La Quinta. So come out and hear me if you can. And I talked about the worst nightmare. Your family has the same issue? I think it's a sign of I think sleep issues are I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to say it, but just like depression and stuff is usually people who don't get depression, I wonder, maybe they're the ones that are unhealthy. Because depression, in my opinion, it's to look around this world that's so screwed up and not get depressed. It's what's wrong with you that you can't? And I'm just kidding. I'm just riffing. If you don't get depression, I'm not judging you. But I think a lot of people who do get depression are very sensitive, and some people say depression means deep resting. So you got to get some deep rest. And anyway, I'm kind of all over the place today here, I guess. I thought things were going to be super straightforward today, but they weren't. They never are with these podcasts. And then I guess I'll play another song and then talk more about the Bob Dylan movie and Donald Trump, maybe. I'm pretty sure somebody unsubscribed from my newsletter the other day because they knew I was going to be talking about Donald Trump in this episode of the podcast, and so she wrote me and she goes, "Can you please unsubscribe me?" And I was like, "Sure, that's fine." Man, Donald Trump is really, really polarizing for people, and I get it. I try to understand. All right. So this next song is a song that I wrote. It's called "I Am a Bear." Let me know if you think it's cringy. A lot of people like it. I know one of my friends, Margot, who used to watch this podcast. I haven't seen her in a long time. She really likes this song, and she was always requesting it, and I never did play it for her. So sorry, Margot, if you're out there, this one's for you. And I think J-Van too also liked this one. She always used to request it, and I never did it. So this one's for you as well, J-Van. It's supposed to be a self-empowering song. I've had points in my life where I didn't really believe in myself, and therefore causing more depression. So, my depression is actually really good these days. Just so you know, you guys. my depression, I mean, I don't, calling it my depression almost sounds like it's a pet dog or something, but yeah, I've definitely dealt with depression probably since I was a kid, and currently I'm not depressed, which is really nice, because I've had depression that's so bad that I couldn't even get out of bed, that kind of shit, and that kind of stuff. Sorry, I didn't mean to cuss there, but yeah, it's pretty good these days, and I think it's just a lot to do with living in the sunshine in the wintertime, but also taking high levels of vitamin D. There's all kinds of stuff. I'm not going to get into that. Sorry, but this song is called I Am a Bear. Just like when you believe in yourself, and you go into a room and you pretend that you're a bear, you feel strong. Here we go. Here it goes. It could be cringy. It could not be cringy. You can decide. But I'm putting this one back in my repertoire. I think I wrote this in 2010 or 2011, a long time ago. I am a bear, I can go anywhere. Steal some honey from a swarm of bees, and you better respect me. You better respect me. I am a bear, I can sleep anywhere without a care, 'cause I'm covered in hair, and I have nothing to fear. I have nothing to fear. I am a bear, I can eat anything, drink anything to quench my thirst, and I eat anything that don't eat me first. I eat anything that don't eat me first. I am a bear, I am beautiful. People stop and stare at my marvel, 'cause I am so powerful. I am so powerful. I am a bear, I can go anywhere without a care, 'cause I'm covered in hair, and I have nothing to fear. Yeah, I have nothing to fear. I am a bear, yeah, I am a bear. I am a bear, yeah, I am a bear. 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 Thank you so much. One of the reasons I stopped playing that song is because a bear is actually can also in the gay culture, I guess you call it. A bear can be like a big, burly, hairy guy, like with usually like a beard and like lumberjacky kind of looking, but he's gay guy. Big, they call those bears. So I don't know. Like people kept saying that, like, you know what a bear is, right? And I'd be like, no, and they'd be like, it's a big gay man, it's a big hairy gay man or whatever, and I'd be like, well, that's not what I'm talking about, But I don't care anymore. It's a bear. I'm talking about a bear, like a real animal bear. is what I'm talking about. So, and no offense to the bear, gay bear or whatever stuff. No offense at all. I don't. That's all good, man. It's all good with me. And in fact, there used to be a bear night down the street from where I lived, and it seemed like cool people. I mean, whatever. It's all good. More bear. Thanks, Jason. I guess Jason liked the song, so that's good. Yeah, figured people get a kick out of that story, right? About the bear song. I really did. I stopped playing it because of that. I was like, I don't want anybody thinking I'm like that kind of bear, whatever. So, but now I don't care. You can obviously see that I'm not a bear that way. But people really like the song. Kids really love that song, and so that's all that really matters is the kids. Really, the kids like the song, and usually it's all good. What about Cocaine Bear? Right, that bear that ate that stash that they had dropped out of the plane or whatever. They stashed it or whatever, and that bear ate it. Man, I think that bear died, didn't he? Anyway, that's not funny. Of course, that's not funny. But anyway, so let's talk about Donald Trump, or should I talk about Bob Dylan first? Well, I went to see the Bob Dylan movie. It was really good. I went with a friend of mine. We had a great time, and they sell beer at the beer at the movie theaters now. It's crazy. It's like $10 a beer, which is not actually that bad because it was a big beer, and it was a really good Ballast Point beer. Oh yeah, I forgot. I dropped off the wagon for dry January. I got about 18 days into the month, and then just. But I'm gonna try again for February, dry February. Of course, we got Valentine's Day in February, so that's not always easy to get through Valentine's Day without a beer. So, but yeah, it was good. The Bob Dylan movie was really good. I was very impressed. What else can I say? I don't know. Like, I'm a tough critic of that kind of stuff, and I love Bob Dylan. And I just think it really portrayed how rebellious he is, and that's what makes him so great. I think is that he's always going to do it his way, the way he wants to do it, and that's what it takes, I guess. And I definitely recommend the Bob Dylan movie. And now people aren't even asking me about it anymore. It's like 2 or 3 weeks ago before I went to see it. Everybody's like, "Have you seen the Bob Dylan movie?" And now nobody asks me, so I don't know. And people last night, they were like, "You sound just like Bob Dylan. We love you." And I was just like, "Thanks." I was like, I almost asked them, "Have you seen the Bob Dylan movie?" But I didn't do it. I didn't want to do what they did to me a few weeks ago. Yeah. All right. This has been, this like a one-way conversation stuff. It's cool. It's fine. But some days like this, it just feels like, am I talking too much, or like what? Maybe I need to play another song. What time is it? Yeah, it's about 4:30. Let me play another song. This one's going to be a Modest Mouse song. Speaking of bears, this one's a Modest Mouse song called "Float On." And if you're not familiar with Modest Mouse, which I hope you are, but if you're not, I really recommend them. They're seriously, like, I think they're my favorite rock and roll band of all time at this point. Isaac Brock is the singer, and he writes all the lyrics, and I think he writes most of the songs and stuff. And his lyrics are some of the best lyrics in the rock and roll genre of all time. And just, I don't know, man, just like, they really hit. They just hit every time for me and a lot of people. And they're one of the few bands from the early 90s that never have gone defunct. And yeah, they may have overdosed on drugs, but nobody died from it. That kind of stuff. They've definitely gone through it. Their drummer unfortunately died about 2 years ago. Their original drummer, Isaac Green. I think that's his name. Isaac Green? Not Isaac. Green, something Green. What is his name? Anyway, he passed away a couple years ago, and he was a great drummer. I mean, love his drumming and stuff. Isaiah Green? I can't even think of his name now, but the band's still rocking. They're one of the few bands out there doing stadiums still. I mean, they were last year and the year before, so who knows if they're doing it this year. But things are changing, man, really quick with the music scene. Bands don't have the money to tour right now because of everything's so expensive. So We'll see. My sister said she wants to see the Bob Dylan movie so bad. You better go, Michelle, before it leaves the theaters. It's not going to be there much longer, I don't think. I think that actor's up for like the movie of the year or something, so that's cool. Alright, let me play this Modest Mouse song for y'all. It's called Float On. Because the theme for this one is living in a rock tumbler. It's supposed to be a double entendre. Hey, thanks, Mom. My mom loves my entertainment. Hey, Jared. Jared and family. Good to see you, man. Here we go. Modest Mouse. Jeremiah Green. The drummer's name is Jeremiah Green that passed away from Modest Mouse. Backed my car into a cop car the other day. He just drove off, sometimes lost okay. I ran my mouth off a bit too much, and what did I say? You just laughed and said it's all okay. We'll all float on, okay. We'll all float on, alright. We'll all float on, okay. We'll all float on. Fake Jamaican took every last dime with the scam. It was worth it just to learn some sleight of hand. Bad news come, don't you worry, even in Finland. Good news works itself to all them plans. We both got fired on exactly the same day. Well, we were gonna quit anyway. We'll all float on, okay. We'll all float on, alright. We'll all float on, okay. We'll all float on. We'll all float on, okay. We'll all float on, alright. We'll all float on, okay. We'll all float on, alright. We'll all float on, okay. We'll all float on, alright. We'll all float on, okay. We'll all float on, alright. Don't worry, even if things end up a bit too heavy, we'll all float on, alright. Don't worry, even if things end up a bit too heavy, we'll all float on, alright. We'll all float on, okay. We'll all float on, alright. We'll all float on, okay. All float on, alright. We'll all float on. We'll all come out of this rock tumbler beautiful and shiny and new and transformed. Yeah, I hope you like this podcast. I don't know, like, people have definitely given me good feedback about it, and people just usually kind of just say, yeah, I like to listen to it in the background while I'm doing XYZ, which is cool. That's how I listen to podcasts too, isn't it? How all of us listen to, I mean, who actually just sits there the whole time while they're listening to a podcast? You're either driving or you're like cleaning your house or both or whatever. And so that's cool. I'm glad, and I'm hoping more and more people catch on to it. So it's time to talk more about Donald Trump now, I guess. I hope I haven't lost a lot of people yet over that issue, but and I'm gonna say good and bad. I know people are very offended by Donald Trump, and I get that. He definitely can be very obtuse and way too blunt, right? I get that. I think that's a fair criticism of him. Speaking of obtuse and blunt, my friend Ian and I were working on the motorhome the other day, and Ian's the one that he sold me the motorhome, and he's older than me. I think he's in his 60s, and I was like at my wit's end with the motorhome that day. I was just like, I thought when I bought a Toyota, I wasn't gonna have to work on it every week, and like my Volkswagen. I was always working on my Volkswagen. That's ultimately the reason I got rid of it, is because I could not. Oh, I just wasn't in the mood to work on it anymore. And now I learned from that experience. I wish I would not have gotten rid of that Volkswagen. That thing was great. You just got to keep at it, like I had the Volkswagen dialed in at some points. I just got to a place where I didn't feel like it, but you have to feel like it. And if you don't feel like it, just park it and ride your bike, until you do feel like it. But I was working on the motorhome, and I was like, Ian, I'm just ready to take this motorhome out to my land and park it. And he said, if it's got tits or tires, you're gonna have problems. I think it's hilarious the way if it's got tits or tires, it's gonna have problems. And then of course I told that to some of my woman friends, and they were like, well, if it's got testicles or tires, you're gonna have problems. I was like, okay, that's fair, that's fine. Tits, testicles, and tires, you're gonna have problems. And anyway, I thought that was funny, and hopefully none of the kids, you're not offended out there, the kids, because well, is tits, I guess tits is a bad word, but all the kids know what tits are. And testicles, I guess maybe some kids don't know, what females don't, girls don't know what that is, I guess so. Might have lost the kid crowd on that one. Sorry about that. Getting back on track, though, let's talk about Donald Trump's inauguration. Cocaine Bear movie was great. So funny. Oh, cool. I don't think I ever watched that. I don't think I ever saw that movie. I know what it's about, though. I don't think I actually saw it. But anyway, Donald Trump was inaugurated back on January 20th, right? And I just thought it was really weird that Jeff Bezos was there and Mark Zuckerberg. That doesn't look good as far as not being with the establishment, which is why a lot of us like Donald Trump, because we think there's a chance that he's not with the establishment, And let me just back up a little bit. I was going to talk about this last episode, but I've been dialoguing a lot with some of my really close friends who are definitely not into Donald Trump. And essentially, if you're trying to understand where I'm coming from with Donald Trump versus Joe Biden or Kamala Harris, basically it's essentially this. When those vaccines were rolled out in 2021, Donald Trump, was the one that warp speeded them, and he pressured the FDA, and that's one of the criticisms I have of that. But Donald Trump never was going to mandate it or force people to take it. Whereas I never got the feeling that the Biden administration, they weren't going to stand up. If they were telling us we're all going to die if we didn't get the thing. So, and that's really the difference. That's the big remaining difference for me and a lot of people. I'm very agnostic on a lot of subjects, Democrat, Republican, very agnostic. I don't have any allegiance to a political party. Is the world flat or round? I'm very agnostic. I don't know. There's a lot of subjects I'm very agnostic on, but that subject of forcing an experimental medication inside somebody's body, that's one that I'm not agnostic on, and a lot of us are not. So it was that was for me, and a lot of people. It's no, dude. You can argue with me about racism and homophobia or transphobia, whatever else. We can debate, and I'll be very agnostic on those subjects, and I'm open-minded. But when it comes to experimental medications put into your body on, forced or lose your job or that kind of stuff, that's when a lot of us were no way, dude, we can't. This one is a no, a strong no. And there's still a chance that Donald Trump is, he's reversed he gives people, what is that, retro pay, who got fired from their job for not getting it and all that stuff. So, and for a lot of people, that's why we do like Donald Trump. That's why we still kind of hang on. But I tell you what, that scene on the inauguration with Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg and all these big fancy rich people with, it didn't look good to me, man. It's not cool. Another thing is, I have to admit, this is something I don't like to admit, but in 2020, I did donate like $25 to Donald Trump's campaign. You have to forgive me for that. I was just sort of at a weak. I was at a moment of weakness with that, but I just felt like, well, maybe I need to support this campaign. I've never done that, but ever since then, I get 3 text messages a day from all these different Trump people. I get emails, and I cannot get off any of these lists, and that doesn't look good for Donald Trump's campaign to me. I don't appreciate that. It's really not cool. I gave him $25, and then he sold my phone number and my email address, it seems like, to all his friends. So I'm not cool with that either. And what else? What else do I have written down here? Like, there's just all this weird stuff. I've written down, why didn't he fire Fauci? Like, if he disagreed with him so much, he should have just fired him. So, like, why didn't he? And then why did he throw all his supporters under the bus for January 6th and all that stuff? But now he's pardoned them, so that looks good. And so, yeah, now he's president, and a lot of people are freaking out. They don't like that he's president. I get it. I try to be empathetic to those people. Look, we're all in this psychiatric ward together, and whether you like Donald Trump or not, it's fine. I get it. I don't blame you. I think we just all need to find a way to come together and support each other, because I think that's the only thing that's ever gonna really get us back into control, is the people in control. If we all come together from both sides and find common ground, like, if you don't like Donald Trump, I'm cool with that. Whatever. I can understand why. Anyway. Alright. So there's all that. I just, yep. I think I said everything I needed to say on that subject. I think everyone was getting those exact texts. I'm getting them again, though, Jared. That's the thing, dude. They stopped for like 2 weeks before the inauguration, and then now they've started again after it's like, I'm getting them now again. I'm like, you're in the freaking White House, dude. I don't need to hear from you people anymore. Like, what the heck? I don't know. Blame Zuck. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I think this whole thing with the IRS, though, is very exciting. I think I was laughing with glee when I heard him say the other night, I think we should take those IRS agents and send them down to the border because they have guns. And I was like, that is like, cheers, man. I mean, how can anybody on either side be like against that? I know people are like, well, we don't have taxes, we're not gonna be able to pay for stuff. We're being taxed with everything we buy, dude. If they take away income tax, we'll be fine. I'm pretty sure. And we also know then all of this funding, we're not funding all these terrible things we don't want to be funding, like that. And I think if he does take away the IRS, like it's looking like he's trying to, then I have a hard time believing that people that hate him now could hate him, like that'd be great. I don't know. We'll see, though. I know people are going to be like, oh, no, if he takes away taxes and starts tariffs, then everything's going to be so expensive we can't buy anything, and then you're to blame for voting for Donald Trump. I hate to admit that I voted for him. I never have admitted in my life who I voted for, ever. But I guess it's just to that point now where it's just like, sure. And here's the thing, too. If Donald Trump turns out to be this monger that everybody thinks, that hates him is, I'll be the first one to stick up for you and be like, dude, I'm not letting this happen. I did vote for you, and I won't let you, take these people off the camps or whatever. And I know he's deporting these people, and that was something I talked about, a long time ago. If he's really going to deport these people, it's going to look, the optics on that don't look good, and it can't. There's no way it can, unless whatever. So, God, I can't believe I started talking about politics in public like this, but I did, and I continue to. And I think I do it in a level-headed manner. My friend, one of my best friends' wife and I, we get into pretty heated debates, but we keep it like, she totally disagrees with me a lot of stuff, but we keep it. We're friends. We're friendly. We like each other. We love each other. It's all good. I try to be respectful, and she tries to be respectful as well, and that's the whole thing. No tax on tips. That's right. That'd be great. I make a lot of tips, of course. You didn't hear that, IRS. You didn't hear that. God. Alright, I think I talked about everything I need to talk about. If you got any questions, let me know. Got 15 minutes here. I'm going to play a couple more songs. Maybe 3 more songs. This one's called Frustrated. This is one I wrote back in 2020. When I was frustrated with everything. And it's still frustrating now. I've got this new song that I'm working on. Let's see. I can't think of it now. I was trying to... maybe I'll play it in the next one. God bless the MAGA King. Jason, that's funny. It's funny. It's funny when you're not in mixed company, but when you're in mixed company like this, it's just provocative and like you know. And I'm not disrespecting Jason. He has a right to say whatever he wants to on this podcast for sure. But it's like, you know, these big Trump flags flying off the back of your truck and stuff. That's just like rubbing it in people's face, man. I just think, I don't know. It's like when people wear the masks, like now without needing to. You're just like rubbing it in people's face. Like, yeah, I know, you didn't vote for Donald Trump. You got your mask on still, and, you know, we know, it's fine, you know. So, I don't know. I try to find, yeah. It's fine to have an American flag, you know, but do you need one that's like 100 feet long flying off the back of your truck? And do you need a Trump 1 flag just like flying everywhere all the time? I don't know. And again, I don't judge those people. It's fine. I think it's funny and stuff. And I think it's funny some of the memes I see about Donald Trump, you know, the people that don't like him. So anyway, this song's called Frustrated. It's frustrating and I can't explain why, 'cause someone might come and poke me in the eye. Is that the truth or another big fat lie? It's frustrating and I can't explain. Maybe I'm not woke, but you are asleep. It's really hard to tell in a pack of sheep. I like to talk it out and keep the peace before we lose the freedom to speak. Frustrated and I can't explain why. Someone might come poke me in the eye. Is that the truth or another big fat lie? It's frustrating, I can't explain why. They wouldn't let me work, I was stuck there at home, sitting by myself, all alone. I hit rock bottom and I turned into stone. I was trying to date a girl on a telephone. It was frustrating and I can't explain why. Someone might come poke me in the eye. Is that the truth or another big fat lie? It's frustrating, I can't explain why. For the best and preparing for the worst, but I'm about to have this big outburst. It feels like these times could be hell or cursed, like we might end up turning in the dirt. I'm frustrated and I can't explain why. Someone might come poke me in the eye. Is that the truth or another big fat lie? It's frustrating, I can't explain why. maybe I'm not woke, but you are asleep. It's really hard to tell in this pack of sheep. I like to talk it out and keep the peace before we lose the freedom to speak. 'Cause it's frustrating when I can't explain why someone might come poke me in the eye. Is that the truth or another big fat lie? It's frustrating, I can't explain why. Frustrating and I can't explain why. Frustrating and no one knows why. Alright, thank you very much. Thank you so much. Yeah, somebody put up a Trump meme the other day on Facebook. It was like, both Trump's wives are immigrants, and that just goes to show only immigrants will do certain jobs or something. And I just thought it was funny. I had a good sense of humor about it. But anyway, I hope I didn't lose Jeffrey. Jeffrey, you still out there, man? I know Jeffrey, I don't think he cares for Trump. I hope all the people who don't care for Trump are still with me out there. Heck Arts, Fast Heart Mart, where have you been? What? Who's Heck Arts? Who are you, Heck Arts? I was wondering, do you think I should change my name, Fast Heart Mart? Do you think I should change it? I was thinking like Martin the Musician, or no, not Martin the Musician. That one's already taken. I looked that one up. Music Man Martin, or just Music Martin. You know, Music Man Martin or Music Martin. I don't know. I think it's just like a lot of people just don't get it. They don't get the Fast Heart Mart thing. A lot of people assume it means I'm like some kind of like trying to be some kind of playboy or something. It's so weird. We live in a weird world, huh? So let me know if you think I should change my name to Martin Musician. Heckart says, hell no. That's a strong answer, yes. According to Heckarts, I should not change. It's been 26 years that I've been performing under this name. And you would think it would be, like, people would get it by now, but nobody knows still. Most people, like, most of the population has no idea what that means. Fast Hard Mark. Alright, it's getting dark here. I'm going to wrap this up, unless you have any more questions. I'm going to play one more song, I guess. This song is called Where Have All the Average People Gone? I think it's a brilliant song. Roger Miller made it famous, but I don't think he wrote it. I think it was written by somebody else. But Roger Miller's amazing. Love Roger Miller. And this is a song that I learned from him. Love your music. Hey, thanks, Heckarts. Who are you, Heckarts? I don't recognize your screen name. Let's thank any of the donators today. See if anybody donated to this thing. If anybody... Oh. Just lost my thing. Hang on. Sorry, y'all. One of these days, maybe I'll have an assistant that could tell me. Just hand me a piece of paper. Thank these donators. I just like read it on a flashcard. Wouldn't that be nice? Dennis Driscoll, thank you so much, man, for the donation, or whatever we're calling it, tip. The non-tax tip. Thanks to Mom and Dad for the donation tip thingy. And anybody else who wants to send in a tip. You know, I try to be careful about the tip thing, especially right now, because it was like New Year's Eve, I think it was. My friend Michael and I were watching this band New Year's Eve. It was right after I had played. And this other band came on after me, and they were pretty good. They were pretty cool, and the guy was certainly a friendly dude. The front man from the band, he was a really cool guy. He liked my music, and I liked his too. But he kept going. He kept taking his tip jar and like wandering. Like he's got this wireless system, and he's like wandering around with this tip jar like the whole time. And it was just like. It was too much, man. Like, even I was offended. And I'm like, I get it. Like, when people pass a tip jar, that's fine. You could pass the tip jar once a set or something. But, you know, this guy was walking around with it, like, the whole night, dude. And it was, like, it was just bizarre. So, I'm not trying to be like that, you know. But I do got to make some money. So, thanks for the tips, y'all. And I'm going to play one more song after I read these. Musical transmission fluid channel. You know you know that song by it's Elton John. She married a music man. I always like that line. Married a music man. Music Man Martin, you know. It's a alliteration at its finest. Triple M, Music Man Martin, www.mmm, right? .com. That's all it has to be. I used to live in the City Heights and would walk down to Nate's Garden Grill to watch you. I've been lucky enough to catch a couple of your podcasts lately. Hey, okay, cool. It's good to hear from you. I think I remember who you are now. I remember did you live at the top of the hill overlooking Nate's? Anyway, I think maybe that's you. Anyway, good to hear from you. Thanks for tuning in today. That's awesome. And what's crazy, Michelle? What? That's crazy. What? What's crazy? I think the time lag on these chats is distracting. Tiny Dancer is the song. Yeah, exactly. Tiny Dancer. Married a music man. I love that line. I don't know why. But I guess it's a bad thing, right? In the song, she married a music man because he's like not good to her, right? Or something. Because music men are too distracted. They're always busy all the time. Everybody, they just don't have time for anything. And a lot of times they don't have much money. They're broke. They're busy. That's a bad combo. Broke and busy, that's just really unacceptable. It's like, how can you be broke and busy all the time? Anyway, I get it. I was working on a song I was writing called Ineligible Bachelor. But I guess that's... Oh, the guy asking for tips is crazy. It was crazy. It was so crazy. That was crazy, man. My friend and I were like, dude, this is another level of like, no, dude, like, you can't go to this level. That's not good. All right, y'all. I'm gonna wrap this thing up with one more song, and I will see you. I'll be back for sure on Valentine's Day. I know a lot of people will probably be busy. I hope you are. But if you're not, and you're in the same category as me, and your Valentine's list, then check out my podcast. I'm gonna try to do a hard relaunch, right? It's gonna be like all new. Like I'm gonna have all my equipment dialed in, and everything's gonna be good. So it'll be really get some steam going on this thing. Where we have thousands. I have so many people chatting that I can't keep up with them all. No, I don't want to do that because then, well, maybe we'll give you guys, all you hardcore people, we'll give you like special pass to where I can read your stuff no matter how many other people come in. Gotta be a way to do that. And I'd like to thank my unofficial sponsor, Athletic Brewing Company, for the non-alcoholic beer today. Drink non-alcoholic when you can. Anyway. He was a strum bum. Jason's so funny. Jason's a funny guy. I really like Jason. Keep Jason in your thoughts. He's having some challenges. Where is this? All right. Song's called "Where Have All the Average People Gone?" From the time, like now, we all want to be average, right? Everybody says, "I'm moderate." No, I'm moderate. No, you're extreme. No, you're extreme. No, you're extreme. No, I'm moderate. No, he's moderate. And that's the thing, right? Now everybody wants to be average or moderate and not extreme. I'm moderate. I'm very moderate, I think. But people think that I'm extreme. Because I don't think people should be forced to take experimental medications that are injected into their body. That's just so extreme. So extreme. Oh, we got another donation from Samuel Heckart. Hey, man, thanks so much, dude. That's really kind of you. That's really cool. Thanks, man. All the fighting men may think that I am a coward, 'cause I'll never push anyone around. But the gentle people think I'm a troublemaker, 'cause I'm not afraid to fight and stand my ground. It's funny I don't fit. Tell me, where have all the average people gone? It's funny I don't fit. Tell me, where have all the average people gone? Pious people point and call me a sinner, 'cause to them I've never seen the light. But the other people think that I am a preacher, 'cause I'm just singing what I think is right. It's funny I don't fit. Tell me, where have all the average people gone? It's funny I don't fit. Tell me, where have all the average people gone? People think that I am a hobo. I kinda am. I'm a rubber tramp hobo, leaning hungry, writing these hobo songs. But the poor people think that I am a rich man. But the truth is I'm just trying to get along. It's funny I don't fit. Tell me, where have all the average people gone? Funny I don't fit. Tell me, where have all the average people gone? Funny I don't fit. Tell me, where have all the average people gone? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We got another donation coming in while I was playing my sister. Thanks so much, Michelle. Thanks for that. I'll go grab some beer. My sister said, go get some beer. I like that Voodoo Ranger beer these days, man. It's 9.5% alcohol. That stuff is super strong, but it's really good. Anyway, going for a dry February here, y'all. And Jeffrey Stork says, Maha would be great if they would follow the science. Hey, man, I'd love to discuss that with you, man. That's cool. I get it. That's fair. Fast Heart Mart Banjo. Fast Heart Martin Banjo. That's what Jason's suggesting for a name change. Anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in, especially Jeffrey Stork. It's been a while, man. I'm glad to hear from you. And thanks for hanging in there, even though I know you don't care for Donald Trump. So I get it, man. I get it. It doesn't have to come between us, for sure. You have the energy in this fingers. All right, y'all. See you next time. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. See you on, definitely see you Valentine's Day if you're a loser like me. So.